Today we are going to do a project to show the animation of self-pollination cross-pollination. For this we are going to use the pictoblox software. So now let's open it. So this is the pictoblox software. As you can see, we can add sprites, as in we can add characters. We can add backdrops, which are backgrounds here, and there are like uh, many characters here, and we can code. So let's start coding our animation. So first we are going to need a backdrop, right? So let's choose a backdrop. So for to show the pollination animation, let's add this. So this is a nice backdrop which shows greenery and like a garden, you know. So now let's add flowers for our pollination. So let's upload it. Okay, so let's select these flowers. So now, as you can see, we have these two flowers which are different in color. Let's increase its size to let's say 130 maybe. Yeah, so this is right. Now we have two flowers, and now let's first show self-pollination. So for this we are going to need pollen, right? So now let's create our own sprite. So for it we'll uh, you know change the color, um, and yeah, so let's actually draw our sprite, which is going to be pollens, like random dots. So these are enough now. Now let's change its size to maybe 85 or something, or even less. uh, yeah, so this is okay. Now we have our pollen, we have our flowers. So what do we need for this pollination to happen? Let's add some wind. I select this, and our wind is here. Let's also decrease its size, 70, I guess. Yeah. So we have our pollen, our flowers, our wind, and a background. So now let's code. So let's start. Now to code, we have to put an event here. So when this flag is clicked, something should happen. So when this flag is clicked, it should go to this position, and you have to show it. It should not hide. So let's add this. Then the wind. So the wind will come from here, and it will go there. So uh, let's do it. Now, as you can see, I am putting a show block here every time, because when after coding, after the code is complete, we have a hide block here somewhere. And by adding the hide block, when we start this code, it doesn't show again. So I'm adding the show block. Now it's a wind, right? So we have to play a sound. Now let's add a sound from our computer. So I'll play it. Actually, this sound is pretty long, so let's cut it. Let's select only some part of it. Uh, let's cut it even more. Let's trim it. Yeah. Okay. Now it's okay. Now um. Hmm, so this wind, it's supposed to go from here to here. So let's code. Uh, Now we're going to add a glide block to make it glide here for like 2 seconds or so. Now actually when we are doing this, our coordinates here should change. So let's do it according to these coordinates, which are like the current coordinates. Yeah. And then when it comes here, it should hide. Of course, we don't want to show it for the whole animation. So let's put a hide here. Now, one wind character, is not enough. So let's add another one. And we're going to code it the same way, but a little different. Let's add the flag clicked block. And then we're going to make it wait for, like 1.5 seconds. And let's also change size uh, to 70. Yeah. Now, uh, when it's clicked, it should go to this position and it should show, again, like I said before, we add a show block every time. And then it should glide somewhere here. It should not hit the other wind thing sprite. So glide maybe 1.5 seconds to this position, and then it should hide, like it should not show. Yeah, so let's play it once. Yeah, now this is done. Now with this, the wind blows. So because of the wind, the pollen will go from here to here, like jump because of the wind. So uh let's add this. It should wait 1 second for the wind to go, like 1 second, and then it will glide half a second here, and then half a second down here. As you can see, the coordinates here are they change every time I move this sprite, so it gets easier to code. And now when it's reached here, the backdrop should change. It should, say self pollination here. So let's do it. So this is our background, which uh, you can change the background by uh, duplicating it, and then we can write self pollination here. Let's change its font to something more fun, and then increase its size a little bit, and then change its position. We can even change its color to maybe blue. Yeah, blue sounds right. Now when the wind goes and the pollen moves, the backdrop should change, right? As I said. So first switch backdrop to blue sky 1, and then it should wait 3 seconds to the wind for the wind to go and the pollen to change its place. Then its backdrop will change. So yeah, and then this. So I'll play it. Wait a second. Yeah. Now self pollination part is done. Now we have to do the cross pollination part. So let's add a honeybee. So basically a honeybee will come from here to here, and the pollen will stick to the honeybee, and then the honey it will fly here, which you know which will deposit the pollen on this flower, and the cross pollination will happen. So let's add the bee first. This is the bee. So now let's write the code for the bee. Let's decrease its size to maybe half, like 2 times smaller, and then let's add the when clicked block. Now as I said, we add a show block. Here we won't, because we need it to hide when this flag is clicked for the self pollination part. So we'll put a hide block here, and then it will wait for some 4.15 seconds, because all of the self pollination part, and then uh, its costume would be this honeybee without pollen, which is this costume. Now we are going to show it after 4.5 seconds after the self pollination part, and then we are going to move it from here to here. We are going to add a sound for a bee. It's a honeybee, so we'll add a sound first. We'll upload it. So this is the sound, honeybee sound, and then let's first listen to it. So this sound is actually pretty long, so let's trim it to maybe this much. Yeah. Now this is the sound is added. Now let's add a block for the sound. Play sound honeybee under done. Now we are going to move it from here to here. So like this. Now as you can see, the coordinates changed here when I changed its position, so it gets easier to code. Now glide 1 second here, and then uh, glide like maybe half a second here. uh, Actually wait, no, uh, wait a minute. mm, yeah, so again we are going to move it from here to here, like it's going to move here, then here. So glide 1 second here, and then maybe half a second here, 1.5 second here. Yes. Now this honeybee is going to change its costume when it touches this pollen. So we are going to add a if block, like if honeybee touches the I'll change its name first to pollen. Yeah, yeah. If the honeybee touches the pollen, its costume should change to a honeybee with pollen. So let's actually draw the pollen on this. Let's duplicate it first. Uh, let's change the color for the pollen, and then draw dots here. Small dots like on the honeybee to show the pollen is it's stuck on it. Yes. So if the honeybee touches the pollen, it should change costume, honeybee without pollen, and like with pollen. Let's change its name to with pollen. Yeah. So honeybee with pollen. Now when the bee touches the pollen should disappear, right? Because it's stuck on the honeybee. So what we'll do is we'll add a wait block for about 5 seconds and a hide block. So after 5 seconds it should hide. Hmm? Now this honeybee, after uh, s- it's covered in pollen, the honeybee should go here, like from here to here, you know, uh, for cross pollination. So let's add a glide block here. So it should wait for some time, maybe 1.5 seconds, and then it should glide here to here. So glide like here, and then here. Yeah. So when the honeybee will reach this position, the pollen will drop on the flower here, and it will again change its costume to the original one where it doesn't have pollen. So it will wait for some like 0.2 seconds or something, you know, and then it will change its costume to the original one, honeybee without pollen. Uh, After this, it will, it will change its costume to the honeybee without pollen, and the pollen will like appear here because the pollen is, it has fallen on the flower. Now we'll add a wait block here, wait some time, maybe 3.5 seconds or something, and then it will appear here. So now when I move this pollen here to here, the coordinates here change accordingly. So go to this position and then show. So it was hidden before here, and then it will suddenly show this position. And after this, the honeybee should, fly. Its part is done in this pollination process now, and then it will fly and then disappear. So we'll add a wait block, for a small duration, and then it will glide like here and then disappear. So glide 1 second to this position, this current position, and then hide. We are going to add a hide block right here. Yeah. So now after this is done, we are going to again change the backdrop to where it says uh, like here a text will appear, cross pollination. So let's again change its, this backdrop. Let's duplicate it here, and then let's add some text, which says cross pollination, right? Cross pollination, and then let's change the color to the blue which we had selected before, which was, yeah, this. So now it says cross pollination. And now uh, to change it, we are going to add some time here. Wait, like for some 1.1 seconds or something, and then its backdrop will change to the cross pollination one. So switch backdrop to um, blue sky 3, which is the cross pollination one. Now when this cross pollination process is happening, like the bee will come and this backdrop will change, and then after the whole cross pollination process, the backdrop is going to change to which says 2 months later. So what we are going to do is we're going to say that after 2 months we are going to show some rain and some thunder noise, and then after 2 months we are going to show the product of the cross pollination and self pollination flowers which will appear afterwards. So now let's wait for some time for all the cross pollination process, and then let's add another backdrop for the 2 months later part. So let's type here 2 months later, right? Let's, yeah, now this will say 2 months later, and uh, a cloud will appear to show rain. So let's add a cloud. So cloud, and now uh, this cloud will appear when the 2 months later backdrop appears. So let's code for this sprite. Now when clicked, it should hide, of course. In the like at first, it should not be seen. It should hide, and it should wait around uh, 12 seconds maybe for the whole pollination process. So 12.5, I guess, I don't know, 12.5, and then it should show, you know, it will show here. And then let's go back to this backdrop. Now the backdrop will change to the 2 months later backdrop, and then it will wait for maybe like half second, and then the sound of thunder, sorry, thunderstorm will start. uh, Wait a second. Yes, so let's add this sound which I'll play. So let's actually cut this one to like small part. Wait, so this is actually a little bit longer. Let's reduce it to maybe 2 seconds. And a little bit. Yes, so now let's add the sound, and then uh, after this we're going to play it for some time, like maybe 3.2 seconds or something, and then the backdrop, it will change to again uh, like something where we are going to show a text here like cross pollination, self pollination. So let's actually let's change the backdrop. Let's add another one where it will say cross pollinated flower. Now we're going to show cross pollinated flower, and wait, sorry, this will go here, and a self pollinated fl flower right here. And we're going to add another sound, uh, which will be, birds which are singing and something like tropical birds. I'll play it. to show the flowers at the end. So let's also cut this one, this sound, and play it. So and we are going to play this sound. Uh, Actually, I've added a block until done, like play sound until done. We don't need that. We need a start sound block which will, stop after 3.2 seconds. Then we are going to change its backdrop to the blue sky 4, which will have the text self-pollinated flower and cross-pollinated flower. Now what we're going to need is uh, we're going to need new flowers. So we'll upload uh, this one again, and then we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to erase some part, uh, like this flower. Wait a second. Yeah, as you can see, we're erasing one flower like this, and then same here with this flower. Yeah, and now what happens is in self pollination, the color of the flower won't change, but in cross pollination, the color will change. Uh, the color would be a mixture of this red and this white, so it would be, pink. So, what we're going to do is we're going to change this flower's color to pink. We're going to paint it. Here, we're going to select a pink color, maybe like this, but lighter and more pinkish shade. Uh, yeah, so let's paint it fast. So this, the brush size is actually big, so let's reduce it so we can color it accurately, like accurately. Here too, some color here, like some color here, 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 and then actually this part is darker, so we're going to change its shade and then color it here so it appears darker. Now why am I coloring this is because I don't have a flower which will look like this, so we're just going to color it. Yeah, so now this is our pink flower, which is the cross pollinated flower. Its size will be small, of course, because they are new flowers. We'll change its name uh, to like new flowers, new flowers. So these are the new flowers which are going to be maybe 110. Yes, now this is right. Now these are the flowers which are going to appear after 2 months, which are going to grow. They are going to be the self-pollinated and cross-pollinated flowers. So you have to write a code for this too. Like when this is clicked, you have to go at this position, but you don't have to show, you have to hide and wait for a couple of seconds for the whole process. Maybe some 16 seconds or so, 16.5 I guess for the whole process. And then we are going to show at this exact location after some time. And now after the rain there's going to be sun, right? So let's add a sun here, maybe at this place, but its size should be smaller to like 70 I guess. Yeah, so when clicked it should come like at this position, but it should hide at the beginning for the whole process. Wait for some 16.5 seconds as I have done with the new flowers, and then it should show. Now let's see how the whole animation has done. Wait a second. Wait a minute, something has gone wrong. Um, Maybe 3 seconds. This is maybe too long. I'll check 1 minute. Like 2 seconds, right? Okay, so it should not be 3, it should be 2 seconds. Let's check again. Mm, uh, oh, yeah, I understood. I've actually added this block which is until done. So, like after the honeybee sound is done, the bee will move. So, we don't need that, we only need this start sound block. You can see the costume has changed and it went. Oh no. The position of the cloud should be a little lower. So let's add this block to like go to this and then wait. Yeah, something has happened here too. Yeah, so play thunder in like this sound until done. It's the same thing. So start sound and then glide. Wait half a second. Now what has happened is the cross pollination background, self-pollination background, it went uh, little later. So actually, let's change its name so it is easy to know, other than the blue sky 3 and blue sky 4, etc. Yeah. Um, okay. So now it went a little later. So let's decrease the time to 2.5. And now let's see. Let's reduce this time to like zero point 0.5 seconds or 0.75 seconds. And now let's see. Now what is happening is the pollen, it's showing like a little late. So let's reduce this time to 2.5. Now let's see. Uh, oh right, I haven't added the block for this. Maybe 3.5 seconds, and then it should hide, after the background has changed. The background this 2 months later, it, oh right, last backdrop. Yeah. Now let's see what happens. The cloud went a little late. Let's do this to 3. Let's change the pollen timing to maybe to 2 seconds. It actually hides also a little late. So let's maybe do it to 4. And then now let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The sun came a little late, right? So let's decrease this time to maybe 16 seconds, and this to 16 seconds. Uh, the wind sound, it's a little short, right? Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. Uh, Actually, let's add some arrows to show that this is the self-pollinated flower and this is the cross-pollinated flower. So let's add 2 arrows. Let's decrease its size to around 40, and let's also change its direction so it will be in this direction. And let's add another arrow for this flower, so it will come like this here, this will come here, and then let's add a code for them too. Like when this is clicked, it should go at this position, and then it should hide for some time, hide for 16 seconds, and then it should show at this position. Same with this arrow. When clicked, it should hide. Actually, it should go at this position, this place, and then it should hide, wait for some 16 seconds, and then it should appear here. Sure. Now let's see the whole uh, and they're coming a little late, right? So let's do around 15 seconds for every sprite here, for the sun, and for these new flowers too. Yeah, also the backdrop for the cross pollination, uh, going, it's changing a bit late, so let's reduce this time to maybe 7.5 seconds, and then the backdrop will come. uh, let's change this to maybe 11. Yes. This is on time now. Now our project is done. We have the self-pollinated flower here, the cross-pollinated flower here, and now let's save this project to this folder, uh, cross no wait sorry uh, pollination animation, right? So now our project is saved, and now let's view it once again. So our project is done.